a city that rose to become the crown jewel of the Islamic world, a hub of trade and scholarship, and later, a city repeatedly tested by invasions, war, and political turmoil. It all began in the 8th century. After defeating the Umayyad Caliphate, the Abbasid dynasty sought a capital that would reflect their power and vision. They looked to a site north of the Sasanian capital of Ctesiphon, a place that would be transformed into a city unlike any the world had seen. On July 30, 762 CE, Caliph al-Mansur laid the foundations of what would become Baghdad. This was no ordinary city. Designed with precision and foresight, it became known as the Round City, a perfectly circular metropolis with massive walls, towering gates, and a moat that protected it from invaders. According to historical accounts, every course of the city wall consisted of 162,000 bricks, stacked to reach a height of 80 feet, crowned with battlements and bastions. 4 equidistant gates pierced the outer walls, leading straight roads to the city's center. The Kufa Gate, the Basra Gate, the Sham Gate, and the Khorasan Gate connected Baghdad to the wider world, facilitating trade, pilgrimage, and military movements. Thousands of workers, engineers, architects, carpenters, and laborers from across the Abbasid Caliphate were summoned to build the city. Some sources estimate 100,000 people were involved in its construction. They laid foundations, carved canals, and erected walls with astonishing precision. Al-Jahiz, a 9th century scholar, wrote, "I have seen the great cities, but I have never seen a city of greater height, more perfect circularity, or possessing more perfect defenses than Al-Zawra, the city of Abu Ja'far al-Mansur." By 766, Baghdad stood complete, a city of remarkable planning and engineering. Its design wasn't only about defense, it was a reflection of culture, order, and knowledge. Within the walls, streets were lined with markets, arcades, and squares. Parks, gardens, and promenades adorned the city, while fountains, public baths, and a sanitation system ensured cleanliness and hygiene, a striking contrast to contemporary European cities. In the heart of the Round City stood the Caliph's palace, known as the Golden Gate Palace, with its green dome rising 48 meters above the city. The palace was more than a residence, it was the command center of an empire. Guards, administrators, and civil servants maintained order, supervised markets, and collected taxes. Night watchmen and lamplighters kept the streets safe, while health inspectors and debt collectors ensured that the city functioned smoothly. Baghdad's location was deliberate. Between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, it had abundant water in a dry climate. It controlled strategic trade routes linking the Middle East, Persia, India, and China. Its placement allowed Baghdad to grow rapidly into a hub of commerce, governance, and culture. Over the following centuries, Baghdad became more than a political capital. It became the intellectual heart of the Islamic world. During the Islamic Golden Age of the 9th and 10th centuries, Baghdad drew scholars, poets, mathematicians, astronomers, and philosophers. The Beit al-Hikmah, or House of Wisdom, became a center for translating Greek, Persian, and Indian texts into Arabic. Libraries and bookstores flourished, while schools of law, including the Hanafi and Hanbali schools, attracted students from across the Muslim world. Baghdad's citizens were literate, educated, and curious, fostering an environment where knowledge was revered. The city was also a hub of daily life and entertainment. Streets were alive with storytellers recounting tales that would later form the Arabian Nights. Taverns, theaters, acrobats, and musicians entertained the public, while merchants sold exotic goods from across the empire. Baghdad, at its height, was estimated to have over 1.5 million inhabitants, making it possibly the largest city in the world at that time. But Baghdad's story was not just one of prosperity. Its strategic importance made it a target for conquest and internal conflict. By the 9th and 10th centuries, periods of political instability, invasions, and caliphal succession crises began to challenge the city. The Iranian intermezzo, the Buawids, and later the Seljuk Turks influenced its governance, slowly eroding the Abbasids' centralized power. The greatest tragedy came in 1258, when the Mongols under Hulagu Khan sacked Baghdad. The Abbasid Caliph al-Mustasim was killed, canals and irrigation systems destroyed, and much of the city leveled. It was a cataclysmic event that ended the Abbasid Caliphate and marked the decline of Baghdad as the intellectual and political center of the Islamic world. Yet, the city would rise again. Under Ilkhanid rule, Baghdad was rebuilt, regaining some of its former vitality, though it would never reach the heights of its golden age. In 1401, the city was sacked again, this time by Timur. It subsequently came under the rule of various Turkic, Safavid, and Ottoman dynasties, each leaving its mark. By 1534, Baghdad fell to the Ottomans under Suleiman the Magnificent, becoming a provincial capital. Though its importance waned compared to the Ottoman capital of Constantinople, Baghdad retained cultural and commercial significance. Over the following centuries, the city faced repeated sieges and political struggles, including conflicts between the Ottomans and Safavids, before eventually falling under British control in 1917 during World War I. The 20th century brought both modernization and turmoil. Baghdad became the capital of the Kingdom of Iraq in 1932 and later the Republic in 1958. Its population grew steadily with new infrastructure, highways, and modern amenities. But wars and conflicts, including the Iran-Iraq War, the First Gulf War, and the 2003 U.S. invasion, brought destruction and hardship. During the 2003 invasion, much of Baghdad was bombed, looted, and controlled by occupying forces. Curfews, instability, and insecurity challenged the city's residents, though life slowly returned in the years following. Today, Baghdad stands as the largest city in Iraq, with an estimated population of 7 million people, divided into neighborhoods across 9 districts. It is the second largest city in the Arab world after Cairo, and a living testament to centuries of history, both glorious and tragic. The remnants of its ancient walls, its riverfront, and its markets tell stories of a city that has risen, fallen, and risen again. From the visionary planning of al-Mansur to the intellectual flourishing of the Abbasid Golden Age, from Mongol devastation to Ottoman resilience, Baghdad embodies the eternal struggle of civilization, the pursuit of knowledge, the clash of empires, and the resilience of humanity in the face of destruction. Baghdad is more than a city. It is a living archive of human ambition, where the dreams of rulers, scholars, and ordinary citizens have left a mark that survives to this day. Its history is a mosaic of triumph and tragedy, of wisdom and warfare, of life and death. A city that has endured for over 12 centuries, shaping the world far beyond its walls. And as Baghdad continues into the modern era, it remains a reminder that even in the face of repeated devastation, knowledge, culture, and human spirit can endure. It is a story of ambition and vision, of loss and resilience, and above all, a testament to the enduring pulse of one of the greatest cities the world has ever known.